Hi everyone, it's Celia, Chelsea Greenwich Village Residential Properties. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we're going to take a stroll through the Flatiron District. The Flatiron District is nestled between Chelsea, Hudson Yards and Gramercy communities. It's a very popular place for both fine dining, shopping and entertainment. Before we get started, however, I'd like to ask, in the event you haven't already done so and you get value out of the content I share, I'd appreciate it if you consider subscribing to my channel. Additionally, if you're looking to rent, buy, sell, or invest in the residential properties in either of those communities, and you aren't already working with another agent, it will be my pleasure to assist you with the process. Directly in front of us, we have Eataly. Eataly is a very famous Italian restaurant and marketplace. So in the marketplace, in addition to being able to buy food, there's also hands-on pasta workshops and wine tasting events. This colorful kiosk in front of us is also connected with Eataly. So this is their grab and go section. And of course, you're all familiar with the Flatiron Building. The Flatiron Building is a landmark building that was constructed in 1902 in the Beaux-Arts style. Up until 2019, this was a location of the Macmillan Publishing Company. May 2023, a real estate developer by the name of Jeff Gravall, he purchased the Flatiron Building for $161 million. And he plans to convert the units into 40 luxury condo units. So, as you can tell by the unique design of the Flatiron Building, that's going to be a very challenging undertaking. So he says within 3 to 4 years, the project will be completed. It is currently March 2024, so let's see how they do by March 2027. What you're looking at right now is the MetLife Tower. The MetLife Tower was constructed from 1907 to 1909. It was 700 feet tall. And back then, it was the tallest building in the world for 4 years. So it has 4 clock faces around the tower. At the very top, the lantern comes on around 8 p.m. each night. There's an upscale hotel brand known as Edition. New York Edition occupies part of the MetLife Tower. We're going to cross the street now, and I'm going to take you into Madison Square Park. So Madison Square Park was named in honor of President James Madison. So it's a wonderful little park. People like to hang out. There's also a nice dog run, which we'll see shortly. And there is the Shake Shack inside if you want to get something to eat. So if you're curious about the connection between Madison Square Garden and Madison Square Park, back in the 1890s, Madison Square Garden was actually located next to the park. And it was started by none other than P.T. Barnum of P.T. Barnum and Bailey circus fame. So when Mr. Barnum constructed Madison Square Gardens around here, he held sporting events and also circus events at the park. That structure has of course been demolished since then. And as you know, Madison Square Garden is currently located between West 31st Street and West 33rd Street between 7th and 8th Avenues. That is approximately the 4th location of the Madison Square Garden, and there's been talk recently about having to move it again to make space for Penn Station, which New York City plans on expanding. So directly ahead is Shake Shack, which I just mentioned to you. Shake Shack is owned by Danny Mayer, and this is the original kiosk. He has several other locations. So in addition to being able to get good burgers and hot dogs, Shake Shack also carries hand-spun milkshake and house-made lemonade. So usually they said you can tell the quality of food at a restaurant by the length of the line. As you can see, we have a decent sized line. So we know that the food is great. I'd mentioned to you a few minutes ago that New York Edition Hotel occupies part of the Met Tower. So that is the entrance for the hotel at Met Tower. In the event you were to have a social gathering in the park, if you're going to have more than 20 people, you're going to get New York City Park and Recreational Department's approval first, and they'll have to issue a permit. You're coming upon a nice art installation for the spring. Approximately each season, the change in seasons, we have a new art installation installed. So directly in front, that beautiful marble building with the flags, you see it says Sony. That is where we have Sony headquarters for both music, entertainment, and the publishing company. Directly across from that building, you see this gorgeous structure with the many statues on top. That is our courthouse. So I'm going to give you a close-up look at the courthouse. But this courthouse opened in 1896. It was designed by an architect by the name of James Brown in the Beaux-Arts style. And back then, he had a budget of $700,000. What is extremely unique about this courthouse, there were over 16 different sculptures employed to create the 32 sculptures that surround the courthouse. So this courthouse is still in operation Monday through Fridays. It closes at 5 p.m. So unfortunately, since it's a weekend, we won't have the chance to go inside so you could see the beautiful interiors. So hopefully when you're in town visiting, you have the opportunity to see for yourself. Look at that wonderful detail. I'm going to cross the street and point out to you the two statues at the entrance. The first one we have is called Wisdom. Here we have the second statue, which is Force. I'll just move in. By the window, you can see the intricate detailing that went into constructing the building. So we're going to go back across to Madison Square Park, and I'm going to take you around the other side where we have the dog run. So there are two sections, one for the small, medium-sized dogs and one for the larger breed dogs. I'll give you one final look at the courthouse. Okay, onto the dog run. So on this right-hand side, we have a children's play area.
That's why I brought you here. You're welcome. You're adopted.
So occasionally we do have musicians who will perform in the park. And usually people will put some change to show their appreciation in their tip box. So now we're approaching the dog run. You can see some of our canine friends. It's a nice place for them to socialize. So now I shall take you around to the small dogs run. Okay, so that, my friends, concludes today's tour. I hope that you enjoyed it.
Okay, let's look at this one.
The little fellow coming out. So until the next time, you take care of yourself, enjoy your week, and I look forward to you joining me again on another wonderful tour of the Chelsea, Greenwich Village, Flatiron District, and Hudson Yards communities. Take care.